are now tuned in to Atlanta's hottest radio show.
Our stories from our studio to your ear. It's the Beyond Swanky podcast.
With your host, Kennedy Lucas. On Swanky 93.3 radio station. The Heat 94.6 radio station.
Swanky who? Swanky do. Of course, everybody looked around in the studio today and they did not know what I just said. They looked around like, huh? Welcome back to another exciting podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, this is the Beyond Swanky podcast with your host, K.L.P. Kennedy Lucas. Happy Saturday, everybody. We're going to upload tonight because we're still early in the day. Of course, I've got my cast, my crew. My crew is here. He's here. Monica, she's here. Addison, she's here. James is here. My key folks. We're missing some folks, but hey, it's Saturday and some of my folks got the day off, right? This is what we do here in the studios, what we do at K.L.P. Entertainment. We like to give people their day off when they need it. Gosh, it feels good to be back here into the studio. I'm ready for this exciting podcast episode today. Shout out to all of our streaming platforms of Spotify, Apple Music, and also our iHeartRadio. We've been doing a lot of marketing material when it comes down to iHeartRadio for sure. So hopefully you guys are ready for another exciting podcast today. I'm quite excited for this one because not only I'm going to give you guys a spectacular one tonight, but I need to give you all a podcast for the weekend because yes, Monday is a holiday. We will not be doing anything. We won't be doing any work. No grad school work. No K.L.P. Entertainment work. No Kennedy Lucas Publishing work. It's MLK Day. We're going to honor Dr. King by not doing nothing work related, of course, for Monday. So we shutting it down. Can't wait. But before we get to this Grand Slam podcast today, T, you know what time it is. It's shout out sponsor time. Of course, it is shout out time. And of course, our sponsor for today's episode of the Beyond Swanky podcast with your host, K.L.P. Kennedy Lucas, goes out to my girl, Ebony Watson. Of course, Ebony Massage Escape. She's an entrepreneur. She is the owner of Ebony's Massage Escape LLC and pet parent, of course. She is a licensed massage therapist. She's been established for that since 2017. So, of course, shout out to her. Shout out to her business, Massage Therapy. Let me tell y'all something. It's always good to get a massage therapy session, right? I go in, get a massage. Now, my type of massaging, stretching, working out, meditation, right? So shout out to her. Guys, let me tell y'all, because if you are a Crunch member, and I don't know why you're not a Crunch member. If you are not, get that New Year's resolution. Sign up to Crunch. Get that workout started for the brand new year. But get this, guys. Ebony Massage Escapes, if you could get 10% off your first visit. Of course, $10 or more off your first massage as well. So that's $10. That's $10 that's off your first visit, and you get to have a great massage, and it's a massage therapy. A lot of radio people, a lot of MCs, a lot of radio hosts, a lot of podcasters, broadcasters as well, they say therapy is the best thing for the human mind. Now, I do a little bit of therapy. Now, I don't go to see somebody for therapy. I got a different type of therapy, whether it's meditation, and meditation is my therapy. But if you just want to be stretched out, you want a good massage, and it's therapy to help you cope with the new year. Again, it's a new year, new plans are coming around. There's a lot to do this year in 2023, and unfortunately, there's still some dark, gloomy things in this world. Guys, book Ebony Massage Escapes. Again, you get 10% off your first visit, and also $10 or more off your first massage, pending on promotion. So again, shout out to Ebony Watson. Of course, she is a licensed massage therapy since 2017. I'm excited to have her as they're shouting her out. And I gotta say, Black-owned business. Okay, we here for it. So I can't wait. Very, very excited. So guys, shout her out. DM her right now. It's Ebony Massage Escapes. That's all one word. And I'll even spell it out for them, T. Of course, it's EBONYS MASSAGESCAPE. Again, that's all one word. Ebony's Massage Escape. Shout her out. Got some good followers. 10% off your first visit. You can't miss it. So, guys, T, how you doing? You doing good? Monica, you doing good? Everybody's doing good, blessed and highly favored. I'm just in a chipper mood, right? Because it is Saturday night, but we're doing the podcast. We're going to hopefully get it uploaded tonight, but it's the weekend, right? It's been a crazy couple of days. Of course, my office has had to shut down on Thursday because we had a tornado warning. So we shut down the office that day. That was crazy. And then the last 2 days, it's been very windy, but it's been sunshiny. It's just been very brisk and cold. So hopefully you guys are staying warm out there. You know, people are still outside, not wearing a coat. Hey, that's if they want to catch the flu, if they want to catch pneumonia, I can't stop them. But people are wrapping it up, and I don't mean wrapping it up for my gentlemen, but also wrapping it up in clothing as well. So I'm excited. I'm very, very excited to be on this podcast, give you guys another exciting one today. New York, right? And we do have topics today. Before no one clicks off this podcast, we do have topics, but I'm just so jittery and very, very excited. Today, flyer went up today. K.L.P. Aftermath Season 5. We're going to be doing a live radio show live from New York in February. Cannot wait. That's going to be a very, very fun podcast. Yeah, that's what we did. And you know, that's what we did last year. We had a whole media lined up last year. Now, last year we were filming the first documentary, Street Style, the New York Culture, which is also streaming on Tubi TV and Amazon Prime Video, by the way, if you haven't seen it yet. I mean, it's been out for a couple of months now, so gosh darn it, you know, hey, go see the first documentary before seeing the second one, because the second one we're getting ready. And of course, we've got the podcast lined up. Hey, we might even make some new music in New York. Last year I made this album called Fifth Avenue, which, shameless plug, it's on Spotify and Apple Music right now. Me and my crew went down to New York, had some producers up there in New York producing that album. That was very fun, by the way. So we might even do that again this year. We got a whole thing lined up for you guys. Y'all just don't know it yet because we haven't announced nothing yet, except for the podcast. So we're lining up some media coverage, some media things to do in New York while we're there, also filming the second documentary as well. So New York is around the corner. I cannot wait. Booked our hotel, booked our flight last night, and that was fun, spending money on that and getting excited. And you know, we're gonna have 2 more people joining us. Excuse me. Very, very excited for that. 2 more of our dearest friends, Braxton and Shaheem. They'll be joining us, and they'll be listed as co-producers on the documentary as well. So it's going to be a very fun time. I cannot wait. I'm very, very excited for that as well. Now let's get to the juiciness, the topic of conversations for this first part before we cut to commercial, cut to our music today. And this is something that I experienced this week in the offices. And the title of this first segment is, are you appreciative of what you have? Right now, there's been many podcasts before that I've talked about being appreciative of the things you have. Now, I say every day, and I say it every time on the podcast, I'm grateful for all the things that I have now. You know, studio to do podcasting, my home, my car, my offices, my work, money. You know, things like that. I'm very, very appreciative. PlayStation 5 in my home. I'm very, very excited. I'm very thankful. Right. But you really get to understand that young kids today, yes, I'm talking to the youngsters today, and I say youngsters, I'm not saying that they're super young, right? I'm only 26, right? I'll be 27 in May. Yikes, kind of scary to say that, but still super young. But I've seen people younger than me, right? I'm saying 23, 22, 20, 19, 18, 17, even 16. You know, so I see them around, and you really want to understand, do you appreciate all the things that you have? And this is kind of towards tangible items, things that you can touch, right? Around my offices, and well, around my second office. Now I have two. I have a main home office, and then I have another office that's part of the institution. We're not going to name the name. And previously in podcasts, we can't really say their name anymore, or else we get in trouble. So we're not going to say the institution name anymore. But you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm walking around, and there's a lot of things that were dropped out of nowhere and just left. And I'll tell you the one thing that, three things that have been left this week alone. And you really got to understand where I'm coming from as me being 26, me being an adult, being a lot more responsible. I am now, let's say at 26 than I was at 16, right? Because at age 16, people, I don't know. I felt like I was a little bit more responsible at age 16. So I don't know. Everybody's a little bit different, right? And I do say that very, very loosely because, Monica, a lot of people are not responsible because maybe they're pampered, right? Maybe they're handed things, and maybe they think, hey, it's okay if I lose this item because I know my parents are going to buy me another one, right? That's privilege, right? That's so privileged because I remember, if something gets damaged, something gets broken, my parents said, well, I guess you better find a job to replace it. Right? I come from that to where my parents, if something breaks, it's on me. And of course, me being a full-fledged adult, if something gets damaged in mine, I got to replace it. I can't go to my parents, definitely. Right? You can't go to them. Me being an adult. But, let me tell you all the things that got dropped around the offices, around campus, where you really want to know how, right? This week alone, and I shit y'all not, right? I kid y'all not, and I meant to say we got to be careful on what because this video is going to YouTube, and I listened to the Joe Budden podcast today, and they said that YouTube getting more serious about people cussing. They can demonetize, and you do monetize. So, I got to be careful not to be cussing so much nowadays. But I kid y'all not, this happened this week. I saw an iPhone that was dropped. No one came back to get it. I saw a wallet that was dropped. No one came back to get it. And the most important thing, somebody left their key fob. Now, this was somebody that had a key fob, and the car, y'all want to know what car it was? It wasn't a Ford. It wasn't a Hyundai. It was a BMW. And by the look of the key fob, it looked like one of them really nice BMWs. Y'all have to, and I say y'all, but I'm not talking to a specific group of people, but folks have to be careful with their belongings. Yes, it has happened to me before where I might have left my keys in the car sometimes, but I remember, hey, I need to go back out because I left my keys in the car. Right? There's been times where I left my wallet in the car. Maybe I'm rushing out because, as an adult, we go through some things. There was one time I left my lights on in my car. I did. And I came and it was on all night. The lights were on all night. I had no idea. Now, that was a day where I was tired. I was very exhausted coming in. I slept. I woke up the next day. My lights were on. Luckily, my battery didn't die. Of course, I changed my battery because I knew it was going to die very soon after that. But, luckily it didn't die. So I was able to go and get a new battery, get that fixed. As an adult, sometimes we forget things. We do. But we're not as forgetful as some of these younger people out here. I joke and say youngsters, but they're not. I mean, I'm not that much older than that age group. But people forget things. Like I say, I found a wallet. I found an iPhone. Now these things I don't keep. I turned them in, right? Except for in my place of office, the student that left her keys, I had to put that in my office for safekeepings, right? Because anybody, and I'm sure I'm sure they can track the car and whatnot. I'm sure they got money for that. But I had to save the keys and put that away, because people, all you need is somebody's keys, and then someone can steal your car, right? Some people are even getting smarter that, you might be able to track your car, but some people know how to take the stuff out of your car, right? We have to do a better job of keeping things together. Now, that's one thing that I make sure nowadays, and this is rare that this happens, but every location, I'm doing a pat down. Do I have my wallet? Do I have my keys? Do I have my phone? Because these things now are essential. One person that dropped their phone, I hope they got it. They went to the center and got it, because phones are very important. I know a lot of old heads be like, yeah, you don't need a phone. Phone is damaging people in society. Yeah, okay. But your phone, your iPhone, has your banking information, has probably your social security information, has your personal, your social media accounts are logged into this. So everywhere I go, I make sure my phone is near me. Same thing with my watch. My watch has it to where I can do Apple Pay via my Apple Watch. That's very important. And then my wallet is the most important, because it has all my debit card and credit card in there, right? So it has and my ID. All these things are very important to keep with you. Somebody dropped their whole wallet with their banking card in there, their ID, driver's license. I'm like, how can you drop this and be so not inclined to make sure you got this stuff, right? Yeah, today the student came in, might say, hey, she was freaking out because she was looking for that key fob. Like, yeah, that's a BMW, and I'm glad I found it, because somebody could have stole it, right? And I'm sure she didn't tell her parents, because she was telling me her parents would have killed her, not literally, but killed her. Yeah, you got to be responsible. Now, I'm going to go out here and say on record, because the student that was looking for a key, she's very sweet and innocent. But I got to say on record, to all y'all parents buying, and I'm joking, right? Because you can buy your kid whatever you want. It ain't my money you're spending. But I just feel like it's a little bit irresponsible to buy your kid a very luxurious vehicle. Right. And I'm just speaking, and I'm speaking on this experience because when I was in college, my first car was a hand-me-down. Like, my mom paid for the car that it was a red Ford Focus. She paid for the car, but she gifted that to my sister. Right. And my sister handed that car down to me. So technically, my parents didn't buy me my first car. Technically, not to me. They bought it, but it wasn't towards me. It was towards my sisters, and then that was a hand-me-down. I remember, and this was dumb, and I say to a lot of people, don't do this, but y'all remember T, I think, because you were just starting with us. You remember, you smirking because you know what I'm about to say. OfferUp was an app that you can get on your phone, and you can buy things from OfferUp. And at the time, I really wanted a car, and I had nothing but $1,000 in my account, right? So I bought a 1999 passport for $1,000. Got licensed for it. Got an oil change for it. Checked the tires. It was a vehicle. Now my brother joked about it with me because, it sounded like a bus. Like, it was 1999. It was old, but it was mine, right? Big green is what I called it. Biggest mistake that you can ever do is buy a vehicle like that, whether it's from Craigslist, Facebook, and OfferUp, or even Mercury. I did it because I was just that young and I needed a vehicle for back and forth. And I bought the car. That was a process because I went and got the car. I parked it at Grizzly Athletics parking lot because it wasn't licensed. I had to go online, get it licensed via the VIN number, and I had to get insurance for it. So I didn't have none of that yet. I was planning on doing that, but I haven't gotten none of it. So it was just parked. $1,000, and within 3 months, the car broke down. right? So I say that to say, if you're going to buy a car, don't do it that way. Go get a used car from an authorized dealer, so that way you're buying reliability on the car where it's reliable, right? So yes, when I was in college, I bought my own car. Whether it was the green mustard, it was like a dirty green 1999 Honda Passport, which, I mean, it's probably put somewhere in a junkyard now, but down to my red Ford Focus, down to my current car, right? These things I bought myself, right? I think, it's just my opinion, I can't speak for all rich parents, right? Because rich parents gonna buy them kids. Rich parents buy kids Lamborghinis if they asked, right? I can't knock their hustle. I can't. But if it was me, and I say very loosely, guys, because I am so absolutely not a parent. I don't plan on being a parent, so I don't know. But I do gotta say, it's a little bit irresponsible to buy your 17, 18-year-old a high-priced vehicle. You'd be surprised, guys. I've seen it when I was in high school, where people rolling up in a Lexus, people rolling up in a BMW, people rolling up in a Mercedes-Benz, a Tesla. Now I'm gonna give Tesla a break, because I did read the news that some Teslas are going for under $20,000. So I want to do some research, because hey, $20,000, hell, sign me up. I want a Tesla, right? But these are very luxurious, very high insurance, and you best believe these kids gonna have some some high insurance, because they're 18. First time drivers. I mean, some of them probably started at 16, but again, very young drivers that you're putting out there in this world, and you go buy this person a BMW, a very nice BMW at that. I don't get it. That's one thing I think is corrupt about parenting. Again, like I say, I'm just the outside guy looking in. I don't want kids. I'm not planning on parenting. I'm not thinking about that stuff. So I'm just on the outside looking in when it comes to these parents buying kids these very luxurious vehicles. Right? And I mean, sometimes I would say, man, I wish my parents did that. But sometimes I'm like, no, because something is so much sweeter when you achieved it. It wasn't handed to you. You worked for it. And that's why I live by that motto every day, that the things I buy myself, PlayStation 5, my own car, renting out my own place, renting out the studio, right? These things I'm working for. So you feel more appreciative. Back to my other statement, that's why, like, all the things, like, let's say my Apple Watch, for an example, bought myself an Apple Watch. I appreciate it a lot because I paid for it. Mommy and daddy didn't give it to me. I paid for it. So that's why I treat it like it's a treasure, because it's mine. I paid for it. I worked for it. When I upgraded my phone to iPhone 13, I love this thing, this device that I'm looking at, because I'm doing this myself. See, kids, young, and I say kids loosely, right? Because, you know, these are students, but kids are not understanding the value of appreciation because it was handed to them, right? Things are handed to them. So they say, hey, if my phone cracks and breaks and turns to shambles, hey, I need a new phone, Mom. Okay, I'll send one in the mail for you. They're not appreciative of that. Same thing with people leaving things behind that I saw this week. iPhone, brand new iPhone too. Dropped outside. I'm like, really, guys? You left your key fob for your brand, and it looked like a very swanky BMW. Why would you leave stuff like that behind? Why? Because you don't appreciate it. Your parents bought that for you. Student told me, oh, my dad would give. Oh, wow. Your dad must be filthy rich. Yeah, your dad would have destroyed you because that's a key fob. And let me tell you, key fobs are very expensive to replace. It's not like you can go and just make a key. You need a key fob, and that key fob has to be programmed. That sounds expensive. It is. It's very expensive to get a new key fob made for your vehicle. That's premium made to you. That's expensive. I'm sure your dad probably would have paid for it though, because that's what parents do. A lot of parents nowadays. I ain't even gonna say young parents, but a lot of parents these days with kids that are pulling up in Mercedes and Teslas. Right now, a lot of people say, "Dang, Kennedy, you sound jealous. Are you jealous?" No, not really. Because I like the idea of working for something, right? I grew up where, yes, we worked for everything we had, right? It's been tough, but we worked for it. So you appreciate things a lot more, a hell of a lot more when you worked for it. And that's the twisted reality we have that I've experienced with a lot of people with parents who are making money and they're somewhat wealthy and they're just buying their kids shit. Excuse me, I gotta remember. Sorry, YouTube, I really forgot. But we have to get in that mindset to train our young people to work for something. That's where I'm coming from with this story, with this segment. We have to train, not we as in me. Again, I ain't thinking about having kids yet. So I ain't thinking about it. But parents who have kids that are young in today's society, you need to train them. Hey, you need to work for that. Because if young people don't work for their meal, work for their food, then they think that life is going to be easy and handed to them. And then that's when they start acting like pompous ass, privileged ass people. I'm already demonetized on YouTube, but that's okay, I guess, because hey, I'm cussing. Right? That's the harsh reality, and that's where I come from. It's not me coming from jealousy. I could care less. It's the people who act pompous. You got your Johns and your Karens, right? They act that way because they haven't had to really work for something. Things are handed to them. Right? I have to deal with Karens and Johns almost every day. Well, not almost every day, but the days I'm in the certain offices. Yeah, I gotta deal with that kind of stuff. Where things were handed to them, so they don't know the physicalities of work. Getting a paycheck, understanding taxes, understanding ownership, understanding entrepreneurship. No, my mom and dad can just take care of it. Okay, so when you get older and your parents get older and they can't supply no more, then what? Then what you gonna do? Right? These things and learning how to be an adult and working for something, that stuff I learned myself. Right? I've learned that myself within the last 7 years, 8 years. I've had to learn how to survive on my own. And it made me stronger, right? It made me stronger. It made me wiser. It made me think about money. It makes me think about wanting to save every dollar, right? Case in point, we just booked our hotel and flight for New York at ease because my producers, aka my brother and our friends, our producers for the documentary, we can go on this trip because we understand hard work and what it takes to work, invest, save money, be responsible, be an adult. We understand that stuff. And that's why we're able to go on this trip. Some people don't get it. I don't think they ever will. More of the story to all my parents do with young kids right now, 17, 18, they pulling up in the Mercedes. Stop doing that. Have them work for that. Understanding a job. Understanding taxes. Understand how to pay bills. Then they'll get it. But until then, hey, son, I'm going to buy you a BMW. It's yours. Why? Why? Did he work for it? He has a 9 to 5? No? He's just in college? Oh, well, he need a hand-me-down. Let's get him a $5,000 car. He need a hand-me-down. You gotta work for that, buddy. But I don't know. That's just me. That's just me being different in that. So we're gonna play some music, but when we come back, we've got a juicy more topics. Stay tuned. It's the Beyond Swanky podcast with your host K.L.P. Kennedy Lucas. We'll be right back. Yo, 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 welcome back. This is the Beyond Swanky podcast. I'm your host, K.L.P. Kennedy Lucas. As I mentioned earlier today, T is here, Monica's here, James is here, Addison is here in the studio for us, the Beyond Swanky podcast. Again, if you guys are listening, if you're listening on Spotify with the music, thank you guys so much. But also, if you're listening to the director's cut that's on Apple Podcasts, our Heard Radio is a big one for us. I also appreciate that as well. Listen to any platform you got, any platform that you got it on your phone. Listen to us because we're pretty much everywhere. So yeah, thank you. I just got to say thank you guys for that because, you know, this is a thing we do. Like I said, we're podcasting today. We're going to be off on Monday, so we will not be doing any uploading, any podcasting on Monday because it's MLK Day. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited for the weekend. It's the weekend. We're podcasting tonight. I'm going to a gym session tomorrow. And as always, guys, you know, it's gym time. So you guys are going to see some media posts about that as well. So next, we've got a juicy conversation that I wanted to have for you guys as well. This is a conversation that's been on my mind because I see a lot of, when I get ready for bed at night, I like to watch either Facebook or TikTok just to get a good laugh, right? It's a thing with me. It's something, it's like a routine I got to do. I got to watch something very, very funny before I go to bed, right? Because when I get ready for bed, I don't want to go to bed stressed. I don't want to go to bed upset about something. I want to go to bed happy because I just laughed at something really, really funny, whether it's on Facebook and or on TikTok. And this was kind of a topic of conversation that I wanted to talk about. Of course, we're talking about relationships. I know I talk about relationships a whole heck of a lot when it comes down to our shows. They're just interesting to talk about. And of course, speaking of relationships, this segment was brought to you by no other than the amazing florist, my sister, Deamber Patterson. Shout out to her. Floral Haven XO. We got the announcements that she will be taking orders for Valentine's Day. Her business, Savannah and the surrounding areas, of course, limited orders for Valentine's Day. DM her company for inquiries, of course. It's over at Instagram. It's Floral Haven, all one word. That's FLORALHAVENXO. So excited for her business. Again, guys, you're ordering quality for roses for Valentine's Day. That is around the corner. My guys, don't delay. My women, if you're getting flowers for your man or for your woman, we don't judge. Please get that order in with Floral Haven. You're paying for quality. It's a good price. Don't go to Publix. Don't go to Kroger to buy average flowers that's gonna die in the next day or two. Go with Floral Haven because good price, good packaging, and also good quality of roses. Again, that's Floral Haven XO, sponsor of this segment. We're talking about relationships, right? I posed a question. I got some feedback. The question is, how do you communicate effectively with your partner? Now, like I say, I just got to say on record, I am not in a big relationship. Y'all see me, y'all hear about me and Monica, we're pretty open. That's just how we have to do it. I cleared it with her to discuss how we do it. We're pretty open. We have an open relationship. This is how it is. That's just, I feel like that works for us, right? It don't work for everybody. Some people are in a closed relationship. Ooh, I haven't made it to that status yet because unfortunately I'm from Gen Z. A little, very little. I can't say I'm a millennium, so I guess I got to call me a Gen Z just a little bit now. But Gen Z, it's weird. I was telling a friend today, our relationships in our generation is so weird. It's really, really weird. But I gotta say, some people in our generation, we are a lot better at communicating, right? Now, communicating goes down with the long list of things that lead to divorce, not letting your partner know how you're feeling, right? A lot of people in our generation, we just want to hit it and quit it. We just want to smash one night. right? We just want a one night stand and just say, hey, appreciate you, move on. But then there's some people in our generation that, they communicate. Now, as anything, communication is key. I think a lot of people, especially people that I know, we have to do a better job at communicating. But that's besides the point. Us in our generation, we're a little bit better with communicating, understanding how we feel. Right? I think there are many ways. Again, I'm the outside guy looking in on tonight's show, right? Because I can't say I'm a love doctor. I can't say I'm an expert at this, right? It's been a while since I had a close relationship. Like I say, me and Monica, we're pretty open. We're a little different. So this is just my take. You can like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you agree. You can leave me a comment if you don't. If you don't agree, I want to hear. Teach me the ways, right? But here's some ways that I think that communication is key and it works for some people and how to do it, right? There are a lot of bonding times, a lot of bonding things that you can communicate with your partner better. One of the things that I can think of, a lot of quality time, and you really got to know your partner. What are her interests? Now, the ideal partner, and again, I say this very loosely because I'm Gen Z. I'm not thinking about getting married. I'm not thinking about kids. These things I'm not thinking about, because why would I think about a misery like that? I'm sorry, guys. I know a lot of people who are married and have kids. I just think it's just because I'm young. That's why I think this way. But have you and your partner cook dinner, right? You're cooking dinner, whatever it is, you're cooking dinner and you're having a nice conversation, right? You're having that conversation while you cook. It has to be 50-50. That's the term. Ooh, that's the term y'all heard before. Has to be 50-50. Right? Some of us in Gen Z, we kind of get it, but we kind of don't. All right? I ain't old school. I don't believe that the woman got to do the cooking and the cleaning, and because the man in the house worked all day, he needs his wife to be treat him like a king and she's the slave. I don't believe that ish. It's played out. It's old and boring. Played out. I don't agree with that. I like it where it's 50-50, where you're cooking together, you're cleaning together, you're eating together, you're showering together. If you feel a little frisky, you're brushing your teeth together, you go to bed together. That's, in my opinion, the number one thing. It has to be 50-50. Not 7-30, not 90-10, not 80-20. It has to be half and half. Y'all know we've talked about this so many times before, but it has to be that way. Another key part in communicating with your partner, and this goes with really understanding your partner, really getting to know your partner. Now, some of us, because I know quite a few, some of us get married to people that you really don't really know about, but you're just desperate to get married because you feel like you have to, right? And then you would say, oh, I'm happy in this marriage, but really you're miserable, right? That's another point of really communicating with your partner. First, before you even think about getting hitched, really understand each other. Get to know each other. Your likes, your dislikes, your habits, your nasty habits, your things you like to do, the things you hate to do, right? Really share that stuff before you get hitched. Because a lot of people, because I know quite a few, a lot of people tell me, hey, me and my partner, we're the happiest people in the world, but it's a shield. And then in my mind, I'm like, I don't know that. I don't go home with you, so I don't know if you're telling me the truth or not. You're probably just glorifying it because it makes you feel good, but you could be as miserable as hell, right? You could be. So you really got to understand your partner before getting hitched. Really get to date them. I'm not saying, meet each other for 6 months and say, bam, we're getting married. No. It takes years to get to know somebody. Another thing with me, and this is just how I feel on this next thing. A lot of people think different. Both of you have to have a job, right? It can't be where one person has a job and somebody don't have a job. Both of you have to have a job. Now, when it comes to jobs, I don't judge because I've worked in customer service. I worked in hospitality, right? So, I mean, these things, jobs I don't really pick at so much. But, and this is kind of relating to part 2, really getting to know some people, having them on the same level as you. Let's say and we can use this, Monica, but you're an entrepreneur and small exec. I'm an entrepreneur, small exec. We match, right? Or some sort of that line where we do some fine work. We match, right? But if you got somebody that is a marketing manager or a director or vice president of something, and then your partner, he or she, just is a receptionist. Again, I don't judge too much, but I feel like you're not on the same level, right? And that, in my opinion, guys, if you're not on the same level as that's when the man thinks, okay, I'm a vice president of this marketing agency, so yeah, you're gonna treat me like a king because I make more money than you. You see what I just did there, guys? Now we're relating back to part 1 about not being 50-50, because now that top executive is going to throw it in her face. Oh, you're a receptionist? I make more money than you, so you have to do the cooking and the cleaning. That's your job. Because I'm an executive, I bring in the dough. I'm the breadwinner. See what I did there, guys? And now that's not 50-50. And now you're not communicating well. That's why I say, my third point, you guys have to be on the same level financially. So that way, it's 50-50, because you don't make more money than this person. Y'all make just about the same amount. Right? That's the third step, I feel. I feel like the fourth step will be together but separation. And what I mean by that, I don't mean together and then divorce. That's not what I meant in this fourth point. But time off from each other. I think every relationship should be where, okay, we're together a lot, but I want to go hang out with my boys. You and your girls, you want to go hang out with your girls for a girls' night out? Yes. But then I know what people are going to ask. Well, what do you mean? Maybe she goes out and she meets somebody else and cheats on you. You got to put trust in her. That's going to be my fifth point. Trust. That's best communication within your partner. Having trust in your partner. If you know that you out there and you can really trust your partner and what she's doing with her girls, vice versa for my women. If you send your dude out there and you trust your man that he's with his boys having a beer, then it's going to be a great night for both of you. I think separation is good. I think that, hey, I want to go out with my guys. Your partner got to say, okay, well, you have fun. You let me know when you text me when you're on your way home. Be safe. That's a great point in a relationship, because you guys are not clinging to each other, right? You're not clinging to each other. You're not seeing each other every second on the second, every second on the hour, every hour on the day. You need a break from your partner. Now, I'm not saying a breakup, but I'm saying, hey, for one night, I'm going with my boys to not think about what we got to do as a partner, to not think about work, to not think about anything but a football game and a drink. Right? Me and my boys going to B-Dubs. Buffalo Wild Wings. We're watching a soccer match. You and your girls, I know this is kind of stereotypical, but you and your girls go out and get your hair done. This your day. Spend a day to you and your girls. That's what I would do. If somebody came up to me, they say, "Hey, baby, I'm going to go get my nails done, my hair done, and I'm going to go out to eat with girls." Okay, have fun. And I say, "Well, since you're doing that, I'm going to go out with the boys. We're going to have some wings. Then we're going to go to Top Golf and get some wings. And we're going to have a guys' night." Boom. Right? And you're not texting each other so much. Right? I got people that I know today, they texting their wife left and right, like, damn, let her breathe. Clingy. Let her breathe. She's fine. She ain't cheating on you. Let her breathe. We need that. A lot of people and a lot of young people in our generation, they're not letting each other breathe. They all up on each other. Let each other breathe. Let my nuts breathe just a little bit. I'm gonna see you tonight. That's one thing we got to do. I'm gonna see you tonight. Let me breathe. Then again, I'm the guy that's looking on that's on the outside looking in. And again, me and Monica, we pretty open. Hey, if I get into a deep relationship, damn it, let me breathe. I don't want you on my neck. I need some time. I need me time. Right? Because from a man's perspective, we go through a lot. And from a woman's perspective too, y'all go through a lot. That's not what I'm saying. But we go through some stuff during the day. So when I come, let me breathe. I'm gonna get with you. Because I'm gonna smack that ass. I want some, but I need 5 minutes. I need a woosah. Right? That's one of the things. That's just one of the things. The next thing I want to bring up was best communication. Leave work at work. This is the number one thing that I've seen in my lifespan. I've worked with people that just don't leave work at work. They got to bring it home. They got to talk about it. Vice versa. Folks want to tell me about what their relationship at work. Leave work at work. Leave home at home. Everybody don't care to know what you and your wife did. You and your girl. Dude, I don't know. I don't want to know what you and your girl be doing at night. If we at work. Leave that at home. That is your problem. I don't get paid to listen to what you and your baby doing at the house. You and your baby getting ready to take a trip. No, that's secret. Keep your business to yourself. Right? Because I'm like that too, guys. I keep my business to myself. Besides if I'm podcasting and telling y'all on the podcast, I don't be telling motherfucker what I'm be doing. Because I've learned in my line of work, I learned, and you tell people your business, it gets turned around back on you and you get in trouble. So definitely don't tell people what you be doing at home, what you got plans, and don't tell your colleagues, your work associates. They don't care and they don't need to care. Mind yours and keep yours at home. Vice versa. Besides podcasting and media, when I come to my house, I don't bring none of it home. I don't. Keep it at work. The energy, keep it at work. When I take a shower, I'm washing off the work energy out of my body. Because when I'm at home, not in the office, I ain't thinking about it. That's the last thing that's on my mind. What's on my mind is what I'm going to eat for dinner. What kind of sandwich I want to fix. That's on my mind. What video game I'm going to play tonight. What TV show comes on tonight. These are the things that I'm watching. These are the things that's on my mind. Keep your business at home. Keep your work at work. We have to do. A lot of people in my lifetime now, people don't keep they business to themselves, and they when they come home, they probably think about work. Keep it at work. Don't bring that home. Because let me tell you, people don't want to hear, your partner don't want to hear what day you had at work. They don't care. I mean, they care that you're making money, but they really don't care. Right? This next point I want to make, when somebody, and this is kind of a little bit contradictory, a little, for my last point, but be a good listener, right? Okay, so being a good listener could help, good ways and bad, because I'm a good listener. When somebody's telling me something, they're venting to me, I'm a good listener, right? Because I try to, people need somebody to vent to, and sometimes that's a harmful thing for me, because I listen and they go on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and it's dragging my energy, right? Both my offices, I claimed it as a positive zone, is what I did in my 2 offices. And I said, when you come to my office, you come to talk to me, I want to hear about the positive things. I don't want to hear about the negative things. If it's negative, I don't want it in my office, because there's negative energy, that's negative chakra that's in my space, and I don't want that, right? Because I don't have time for it. I'm too busy thinking about positive things for you to bring negativity to my face. It's in my space, it's in my bubble. And I make it clear. Some people, hey, Kenny, you want to hear what nope. Is it positive? Are you winning? You making some money? Oh, you're not. Oh, I don't want to hear it. No, thanks. Because I don't have time for it. I'd rather hear what you got going on, what exciting things you got going on. Your next project, your next film, your next this, your next move, your next money move. I want to hear about that stuff. I don't care what Sally Sue's talking about negatively. Sally Sue's talking crap about me. I don't care. I'm not going to lose sleep overnight for it. These are the things I want to hear. So that's why I say it can lead to some negative things when you are a good person. You have people venting to you and you just sit there and listen. But